Let's call the meeting to order. All board members besides Denny are present. Let's stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under We're going to start tonight with a special presentation. Brad's going to introduce our special guest.
Yeah, it's my pleasure to introduce Woodrow Glazier, who was he's a junior now, but won a state championship for our Clay Target program last spring. So he became, we've had quite a run here with individual state champions. We had Griffin Perriott, who won 3 wrestling championships. We had Kenzie Neisen, who won 2 golf, and Taylor Ledwine, who won 2 golf. So Woodrow is in a pretty special group there, having won an individual state championship. He was obviously also part of the state championship team from 2016. And he hit 100 out of 100 in the for the championship. So it's way better than I could do. I know that. Very proud of Woodrow. Very proud of our entire Clay Target program. Obviously, Coach Paul Dietz has done an outstanding job of getting the program where it is. I think it's safe to say we're one of the premier teams in the state, and it's because of Paul's leadership and his assistant coaches as well. So this year's Clay Target state champion, Woodrow Glazier.
I don't know, I'd appreciate the district for giving me a chance to participate in this league, and it's fun for me, and I really appreciate it.
How long have you been doing it?
This is, last year was my 3rd season.
And had you ever shot before you started this team, or was it a new skill?
We did duck hunting and some clays in the backyard, but never competition until 2014 and 2015.
Has it improved your skills out in the duck hunting or pheasant hunting? Or?
Clay shooting sort of took over my life. So.
Okay. Okay.
No more ducks.
Good for the ducks. Yeah.
That's exciting too, Woodrow, because it is the fastest growing Minnesota State High School League activity, and now it's going nationwide now too. States are following Minnesota's lead when it comes to clay target shooting. And neat thing about it, it's, doesn't matter the gender or ability. Kids learn. All kids get to participate, and it's been very good. But it's amazing. Coach Dietz, like Brad said, the leadership and his expertise in coaching these kids, and seeing Woodrow develop in the last couple of years. It was. What were you when you were first starting out? What were you shooting out of 25 or?
Mid-teens.
Mid-teens, and it just keeps getting better.
And this is co-ed and has been co-ed since they started, which is something else that's kind of unique about the sport.
Yep. So with that, Woodrow, if you could come around and on the inside here and shake our board members' hand, and we have a gift for you, little some mementos, just the school board's appreciation for your great work.
Okay, go yeah. Oh, 2 more here.
The pressure's awesome.
Congratulations.
Get your picture taken right over there too. Where you want them?
Onto this.
Yeah, just hang on. You can stand right in front. You're the. Maybe Mom can get it.
where she went, yeah.
She must be pretty shy.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda.
Second. Any comments?
The agenda
One
first.
major
Wait a
note
second,
on the
Don.
consent agenda. Bob Pauline has been in the school system for over 50 years. He was a teacher, unique person, coach, and he's been doing driver's education for the last few years. And he's decided to retire from everything, so he did a very good job. All my kids had him and they loved him, so.
Thank you. You want to go back and do the agenda?
Okay, I make a motion, we approve the agenda.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Aye.
Both motions pass 6-0. Board committee reports. I think the only one that has comments is the community ed. Did you have something you wanted to say about?
Community ed, sorry. All right, several items. Number one, the big fundraiser for the foundation is the Brain Power Run, which is on Sunday the 9th,
Saturday.
September. And it's at, according to this, it's at 8 a.m. and 8:45 a.m. and the starting time. The place will open up at 7:30 at the ballpark stadium. Okay, as far as the community ed goes, there have been already 5 pool parties completed, and there are 11 scheduled for future time. Dozinki Variety Show will be held on September 16th, and supposedly very good acts. The total for youth soccer is, for this fall, is 469. For youth football is 349. The next meeting for anybody that would like to join or come is September 14th, Thursday at 6 o'clock. Not done yet. First of all, I would like to publicly acknowledge and thank Gospel Corda for the great speech and presentation that he did. It was a fantastic presentation. It was a very touching, and it was the fastest 1 hour that most people sat through. And I've been told that it's on tape, and so if anybody in the public would like to see it again or see it, you won't be disappointed. Contact Mr. Superintendent. And also we had a couple of our members miss, and it would be, I would recommend highly that you watch it. Okay, and next of all, I'd like to acknowledge in August, and this is an annual event. In August for a week, I volunteered for Camp Invention. And what did they do? They had about 80 kids, and the kids brought appliances from home and disassembled them and then reassembled them in a different form. And it was fantastic, the creativity and camaraderie of these kids. It was all the way from kindergartners going to first grade up to 12 years old. And I had a cousin, or I had two grandsons in it, and they enjoyed it, and they want to sign up for next year. And Jody Perkle was in charge of it, and she did a fantastic job. I think Camp Invention is a part of a different, it's not a local thing, and they come in and they do it, and they need a person to represent the community, and Jody, fantastic. Okay.
Thank you. Did wellness meet? Okay, so we're on to superintendent report.
Yeah, just piggyback on what Don was talking about, opening celebration, especially last Thursday. And like Don said, Gospel Corda was wonderful. I think a great message for all us to hear, and we're very fortunate that he's going to be coming back and working with our staff and working with our students sort of a part-time basis, you could say, this year. But and like also just on Gospel too, as all you are aware, I think that he's also our head boys soccer coach too. So we're fortunate to have him coaching. And then along with that too, I just want to publicly thank the Rotary for volunteering their time, and also our fall captains serving our entire staff lunch outside at Trojan Stadium that same day. That was wonderful too. It was a good touch, and I just want to also publicly acknowledge or thank Tony Boothie and Julie Schmitz for organizing this entire day. It's the amount of work that goes into it is unbelievable, and it gets better and better every single year.
And it was really nice to have the interaction with the Rotary, because they sponsor a lot of things that go on at school, but they don't really get to actually see some of the things that
Yep.
they provide a benefit for.
Yep, they've been very wonderful supporters of our school district, so awesome. And then just give you a little enrollment update right now where we're sitting. Now, keep in mind, we have the assessment days with elementary, so these are sort of, I would say, soft numbers. But if I just compare the first day last year to the first day this year, overall in the elementary, we're up about 20-some students. The biggest being Ravenstream. We're up 25 from starting last year at 650, and this year we're starting at 675. Falcon Ridge is at 617, down 6 from last year, and then Eagle View is at 567, which is up 3 from last year. Middle school, that's where we're seeing the biggest growth, largest growth, I should say. We're at 954 students, up from 912 last year, so that's 42 students. The high school, up 2 students. We're at 1324. Last year we started at 1322. And our ALC, keep in mind our ALC is in the what was early childhood center. They're all moved in there. They love it there. Last year,
A new name now too.
it's a Compass Learning Center, Compass Learning CLC. And last year we started 38. This year we're starting with 44. So overall, we're at 4,181 students, so just under 4,200. Last year we were at 4,109. So this is, again, soft numbers because we're not sure, and it's going to change a little bit, but starting the year up about 72 students, which is similar to last year. We're seeing about a 1.5% to 2% growth every year. And I would say, we'll see what the projections will be next year, but actually housing permits in the city of New Prague, for example, are up quite a bit this year from last year. So usually you see the growth more the following year than you do that current year. So that's where we're at. Just give you, I'll give you obviously our meeting in September. I'll confirm the numbers where we're at.
Thank you. Next, construction update. Are you counting down the number of updates you have to give now?
Actually, I'm just looking back at how long we've been doing this, and we're at it. Next week, we'll be into it 18 months worth, so. In looking around the district, there's still some areas that obviously are not complete. But in the next week, those areas, you'll see them really come together, and we are definitely at the tail end of this whole process. So I'll run down each building, and after each one, I'll ask for questions or comments or anything that you may have. So last Saturday, we actually got our final occupancy for the middle school, which was the kitchen area. That was the last area we needed to pass by the state inspectors, and we did that. And let me tell you that getting a state inspector here on a Saturday is not easy to do. So we did that, and we got that done, so that was a great thing. the flooring issues, and we talked about these over the last few months. The terrazzo area in front of the new kitchen and the servery has been poured, and now the grinding crews are in there at night. So they're working after hours. They're coming in after the students. I think they're coming in at like 3:30 in the afternoon now, and they'll be working 12-hour shifts to get this part of it done. They'll also be working in the locker bank area as well. They're gonna do the polishing, final polishing and sealing in that area as well. Once they do that, we'll start waxing our areas in different spots at night. So we'll get it looking good. Along with that terrazzo, we had to make a decision to hold off on that area where the new bus loop entrance is. That NP logo is supposed to go into the floor there, and there's just really no way we can do that in an overnight process. So what we decided to do is just lay a walk-off carpet in there. It looks good, it looks like a finished product, and then they'll come back over the Christmas break to finish it up. It's not what we wanted, but it is what it is, and that's what we have. So all the concrete sidewalks were patched and repaired. They were finished up last Friday. The landscapers came in Friday and started laying sod. And they got here Saturday, of course, and it rained, so they were gone. They came back. They're actually down there right now. They came back this afternoon. They'll finish up all the landscaping this week, weather permitting. And just a note on that, too, we've really been struggling with rain. If we didn't get all this rain, that would have been done quite a while ago. The mechanical systems in the building, new air handlers, boiler systems, chiller systems, are all getting fine-tuned at this point. We have to do some flushing of the chiller lines. I understand today was pretty warm upstairs in the middle school, but we are working on it. We're aware of it. Hopefully tomorrow will be a little bit better. We will have construction crews, very small construction crews in the building, and they'll be just doing the punch list items, so it's pretty small and minimal. We won't have a lot of traffic running through the schools. So that is our middle school. Does anybody have any comments, questions? I understand today went very well down there. I didn't hear any negatives except for that upstairs being hot.
Yeah, and right now, tomorrow we have training for our food service. We have all this new equipment. So right now they're making the food at Falcon Ridge and delivering it to the middle school for 2 days. So we don't have we have these 4 options. They have signs up. It's really neat looking right now, but we'll be in full operation on Wednesday at the middle school. But it still went very good today.
Yeah, Kim and I talked, Kim Frana and I talked last Friday, and we could have probably got it, but the best thing she decided that we should just wait and hold off since the elementaries weren't cooking meals there, so that worked out well.
Yeah, the cafeteria at the middle school and the kitchen area it's changed a lot. That's all I'll tell you. It's amazing. If you walk back out there with food service people in the back, they have a lot of space, which.
Yeah, it turned out really well. It was well designed for sure. Central Education Campus, we're continuing work on the west classrooms, which used to be the main office area, 6th grade annex office. That's the new early childhood area, the new entrance there. They have an open house this Thursday, so we're really working hard to get that complete for them. The casework and cabinets are continuing along with that, and I am told they will be done and installed, and their final plumbing inspection is on Thursday, so they should be able to get in there and do their open house, so that's good news. We were kind of concerned about that casework. If there is not work completed by this Friday in any of these areas up here, in the upper floors of the CEC, they will be working, at that point, they'll be working at night to finish it up. So they'll be coming in after 6 o'clock at night, working all night, cleaning up, and then finishing it. But as we stand right now, it looks to be like it should be completed by next Tuesday. Our big thing up here, and it's the biggest thing right now, is our parking lot right outside the district office main entrance. Every time they seem to get it scheduled for the guys to show up here and do the curb and gutter, we get 3 inches of rain, and it's just backing everything up. Right now, the tentative schedule, weather permitting, is that we will have a marked striped parking lot by next Tuesday. Hopefully it doesn't rain. We're just hoping it doesn't look like the rain's supposed to be too bad, so we're hoping we can get it in. Once we get the upstairs hallways, all of the early childhood areas done, they're going to be moving downstairs into the new community ed room down there, the new kitchen. the corridors down there, ceilings, and the rest of the items will be starting on the east side, moving west into the new operations center. So, we're kind of the last on the totem pole in this building, but when
Which
they're
is,
going,
of
they're
course, where
going
your
fast.
office is.
Yeah, yeah, we're last. It's okay. So that's kind of the story here. Obviously, the pool, the aquatic center is going well. I've been hearing nothing but positive comments about the entire facility, so it seems like everybody's really happy with that.
Yeah, I'd say just as long as you bring up the Aquatic Center, we had our first home meet last Thursday. We had two officials. Both have been, I think, inducted into the Hall of Fame, Swimming Coaches Hall of Fame. They're also officials. They're retired from coaching now, and they both commented to Brad Skogerbo after the meet that, without a doubt, it is the finest aquatic facility in Minnesota for high school.
Does anybody have any questions about the CEC building at all? We're a little bit behind, but I think everybody, and I do want to take this opportunity to acknowledge some people that really got pushed around during this construction process, and that was our community ed folks, the teachers, and the early childhood people. They really got pushed around. We moved those early childhood folks almost 4 times we moved them. So we had everything packed up in semi-trailers, and they were awesome to work with, along with our staff as well. Our custodial staff has really stepped up this summer as well, and they deserve a lot of credit for everything that really has happened and is still happening.
And
So,
yeah, and I think our staff knows that. And as I mentioned, when I mentioned the custodians at my talk, immediately we had a standing ovation. So that was obviously not rehearsed, but I think people know the hard work that our custodians are doing, that they're going above and beyond what's expected. But there's, a lot of stress getting ready for school. I will just take this moment to get the question asked, well, why don't we start, after Labor Day or even a week after Labor Day? I would say, going back, input that I've received from our general contractor, architects, everyone was, we'd be fine August 15th. I think the biggest thing is we didn't know there'd be a tiling shortage, number of tiling workers, and
Correct,
that's been
yeah.
a big thing. But I still believe if we would have started the Tuesday after Labor Day or the week after Labor Day, we'd still be at the same spot. So, you know what? It's not hurting the classroom. We're able to have classes, and we had a great first day. So that's
I
just
agree.
they'll be happier than me.
Absolutely. One thing we did learn about deadlines is every deadline comes and it's still not done. So we learned that real fast.
Anyone that's built a house knows this.
Absolutely. I'll move on to Falcon Ridge. Our new gym floor is installed. It's probably the biggest transformation in that building, aside of the LED lighting. I think that was probably one of the best things I think we did there. The sod outside was installed last week. The patching of the parking lot will be done tomorrow afternoon. All of our cabinetry is on site, and the countertops will be installed by tomorrow afternoon as well. Some work will continue to work on over the next couple of weeks in the boiler room, but it will not affect students and staff, and that's just the new boiler system and tying it into the existing hot water loop of the building. Some of the things, Falcon Ridge was actually our easiest project, not easiest project, but our best project as far as timelines go. Metcon really hit those marks, and whatever they said they did, they gave us a date and they were done. So we're pretty happy with that. Anybody have any comments about Falcon Ridge at all?
It looks great. I was there today, and my son, when we walked into the gym for pictures, he was like, wow, look at the floor. I mean,
It was a
looks-
huge
The
improvement.
walls and everything.
The
and
walls and the
it's
lighting
so
throughout
bright.
the school.
It brightened it up so
yeah,
much. Yeah.
Looks a lot different.
Yeah, it does. One thing about these 3 buildings is that we're as a maintenance standpoint, we're a little bit disappointed. We did not have the time to take care of the buildings as far as flooring goes in the classrooms. We just could not get in there to get those carpets clean the way we normally do and the floors cleaned up and waxed the way we like to. Most of that was because of, like, Falcon Ridge itself. We were out of power there for almost 6 weeks this summer, and when we don't have power, we just can't. I mean, even if we had temp power, we couldn't get in there to do those carpets. So we're gonna spot clean those things as best we can. And then next summer, we will add on to those crews and really hit those buildings as hard as we can to get those up to where we'd like them to be. And again, the staff has been awesome. They understand and they get it, and that's good. That's a nice thing to have. Our transportation building, tennis courts are 98% completed. We're still waiting for the cure time on the asphalt. The tennis team started their practice there today, so the nets are up. They are using it. They'll be fully operational, fully usable for meets. After the weekend of September 10th, they will get all our painting and striping done there. They're doing the grade and site work down there to get the final grade done so they can get the landscaping done. That should be very soon. And once they're done there, they're going to be moving down to the bus garage, and they'll start doing the site work down there and the grading for the new parking lot and the inside of the new structure. Wall and roof panels are installed as far as they can go right now. They still need to tie the new building into the old building. And once they get that, then they can keep reskinning the old and the new. We did have some small delays, but we're still on track for completion for that project by the end of November.
This is
I like the color.
I do too.
I do too.
You guys like the color?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I picked that out.
very noticeable.
So that's what I got. That's kind of what's going on.
Any questions?
Yep.
Craig?
I got a question.
Yep.
That space in between the old bus garage and the new section, is that just a walkway or is there something?
No, that'll be tied together. They'll tie the roof in and tie those wall panels into the old building there too. But then it kind of goes up on the existing plane of the old garage, so it'll go higher and then drop off on the back side. But it will be tied together. It'll all be tied together.
I just want to add to what all the change orders over the 2 years that I think Craig and Sandy did a great job of staying within the budget and stuff. I mean, it was unbelievable. I think Kitten and I attended these meetings, and there were a lot of stuff involved in a remodel like this, and the budget came in under budget, or in budget, I should say, on
Yep.
budget.
A lot of talking.
Yeah, that's right.
Any
Thank you.
questions?
All right. All right.
All right, thanks a lot.
Yep, thanks, Craig.
Thank you.
Next, we have the approval of the activity account fundraisers. These are done by activities and sports that the school sponsors and go directly into the activity accounts that are managed by the school.
Yes, and this is a point of emphasis, trying to get a handle on all the booster clubs or activity accounts. So we're not duplicating fundraisers, or we're not hitting up businesses or individuals more than necessary, and that we just, the money that's coming into the school district, we need to know where it's coming and what type of fundraiser it is. So you have a list. Now, this is sort of a work in progress, but this is the ones that we've gotten from Brad Scogbo, our activities director, as of right now.
And these the booster club fundraisers, we don't approve, but Brad has asked to be notified of what they are in
Yep.
case they get questions at the activity office.
For a motion? I'll make a motion, we approve the activity account fundraisers.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. And Jerry gets to read our resolution appointing the election
Gonna
judges.
be short, right? This is a resolution appointing election judges for the November 7th, 2017 school district special election. Could I have a motion on that resolution?
I'll make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Now I'll go, Don, how do you vote on that? Is there any other comment on this?
Yes.
Okay. Sherry?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Kitten?
Yes.
With this, Jeannie?
Yes.
And Jerry votes yes. Motion
And
passes.
Denny gets his job back
Yeah.
next time.
Yes. Motion passes, resolution passes 6-0.
Thank you.
Technically, this will be our last one, right?
Our last election in an odd year, yes.
Yes.
Well, unless there's operating levies down the
So
road
we're
again.
going with the city or the state.
After this year this is just a levy election. We're not doing a board election until next year. Want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes 6-0. Meeting adjourned.